Kendrick Lamar's rise wasn't just about music. It was about proving a point. It started with a shot, no warning, no build-up, just one line that flipped the rap game upside down. When Kendrick Lamar said,
"Motherfuck the big three, nigga, it's just big me, nigga, bum!"
the rap game changed overnight. J. Cole backed down, Drake fired back, and Kendrick, he dropped tracks so lethal they didn't just end the beef, they broke records, won Grammys, and turned the Super Bowl into his victory lap. So how did one verse start a chain of events that Kendrick's still winning from today? Let's break it all down. It only took few seconds, but Kendrick Lamar's verse on Like That sent shockwaves through the rap game. And at this point, you might be wondering, where did all this aggression come from? Wasn't Kendrick's last album all about choosing peace and going through therapy? He answers that in one line.
My temperament bipolar, I choose violence.
This wasn't a random outburst. Kendrick didn't tweet about it, post on Instagram, or drop a solo track. Instead, he strategically placed his words as a hidden feature on a track from Future and Metro Boomin's album, We Don't Trust You, released on March 22, 2024, a date that would go on as the moment this entire rap beef began. And Kendrick knew exactly what he was doing. He knew people would be tuning into the album, and when they heard his voice, they'd instantly be hooked. But to understand why this verse hit so hard, you have to know what led up to it. Just a few months before Like That dropped, Drake and J. Cole teamed up for First Person Shooter, a track where J. Cole declared that the three of them, Kendrick, Drake, and himself, were the big three of rap. But here's the thing, Kendrick was reportedly invited to be part of the song and turned it down, so Drake and Cole recorded it anyway. But something about the song rubbed Kendrick the wrong way. While Cole referred to the trio as the big three,
love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K-Dot, is it Aubrey or me?
Drake only focused on himself and Cole.
Who the GOAT? Who you bitches really rooting for? Like a kid that had bad from January to November, nigga, it's just you and Cole.
And to make it worse, the music video showed two of them playing two-player games like ping pong and chess, as if Kendrick wasn't even part of the equation. When Kendrick dropped his Like That verse, the pressure were instantly on Drake and J. Cole to respond, and it didn't take long. On April 5th, 2024, just 2 weeks later, J. Cole dropped his mixtape My Delete Later, the final track, 7-minute drill, the direct shot at Kendrick Lamar. Cole didn't hold back.
Since your first shit was classic, your last shit was tragic. Your second shit put niggas asleep, but they gassed it.
Calling To Pimp a Butterfly boring was a risky move, especially since it's regarded as one of the greatest rap albums ever made. But despite the diss, Cole quickly regretted it. He deleted the track from streaming platforms just days later, calling the move lame. But as we all know, once art is out there, we can't unhear it. Digital copies exist forever, and so do the impressions they leave. So while J. Cole had briefly stepped into the ring, his quick retreat sent a clear message. He wasn't built for this fight. With Cole backing down, the spotlight shifted to Drake. And to be fair, this is where Drake looked his strongest in the battle. His diss track Push-Ups delivered some solid shots, with lines questioning Kendrick's label situation and suggesting that Kendrick's label might be taking half his money. The track had energy, it had confidence, but then Drake crossed the line with one particular lyric.
I be with some bodyguards like Whitney.
Yes, a clever double entendre, but a sincere lapse in judgment. This line echoed the same mistake Drake made during his beef with Pusha T, when he mentioned Pusha's fiancée.
I told you keep playing with my name and I'ma let it ring on you like Virginia Williams.
Only to have Pusha respond by exposing Drake's hidden son on the story of Adidon.
You are hiding a child, let that boy come home. Deadbeat motherfucker playing border patrol. Ooh!
Once again, Drake had opened the door for a response that could hit below the belt. But Drake wasn't done. He pulled out his old back-to-back tactic, the same move he used against Meek Mill in 2015, dropping a second diss track before his opponent could respond, hoping to pressure Kendrick into releasing something rushed. This time it was tailor-made freestyle. But this track was a gamble, using AI-generated vocals of Tupac Shakur and Snoop Dogg, two of Kendrick's idols, one of whom who is deceased, was a move that immediately divided the public. On one hand, it was bold. On the other, it crossed an ethical line. Fans and critics alike questioned whether using AI to imitate a deceased rapper, especially one as revered as Tupac, was acceptable. The move sparked debates online, with many feeling that Drake had crossed the line between competition and disrespect. With both push-ups and tailor-made freestyle out in the world, the pressure was now on Kendrick Lamar. The anticipation was bigger than ever, bigger than the 5-year wait since Damn or the 4-year wait since Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Everyone wanted to know where was Kendrick, and more importantly, would he respond? The stage was set, the world was watching, and Kendrick, he was about to break the internet. After weeks of anticipation, Kendrick Lamar finally responded, but not with rushed bars or social media antics. Instead, he did what he always does. He let the music speak for itself. On May 3rd, 2024, Kendrick broke his silence with Euphoria, a 6-minute densely packed track that wasn't just a diss, it was a masterclass in psychological warfare.
The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling.
At first, some listeners didn't fully grasp the weight of that line, but as time passed, its accuracy became undeniable. Kendrick had predicted Drake's downfall before it even happened. Part of what made Euphoria so powerful was Kendrick's minimalist approach to communication. Unlike Drake, who teased tracks and posted subliminal messages, Kendrick simply tweeted a link to the song, nothing more. No Instagram stories, no tweets, just the music. This is Kendrick's signature style. If you want to know what he thinks, you have to listen to the music. And this time, the world was listening more than ever. But Euphoria wasn't just about attacking Drake. It was also about foreshadowing what's coming next. Kendrick made it clear that he wasn't playing Drake's game. Instead, he was setting the rules.
But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you.
This line alone shifted the entire energy of the beef. Suddenly, it wasn't just about the lyrics, it was about information warfare. Later that same day, Drake dropped Family Matters, but the impact wasn't what he hoped for. The 7.5-minute track came with a basic lyric video instead of a proper music video, giving the impression of a rushed release. While Drake's track attempted to spread rumors about Kendrick, the accusations lacked substance. Nothing could be proven, and time would eventually expose the claims as hollow. Kendrick had already warned about this tactic in Euphoria.
Why calculate you not as calculated? I can even predict your angle.
Proving that Drake's approach was predictable. But Kendrick wasn't done. On the same day, just hours after Family Matters dropped, Kendrick tweeted, and just like that, the rap world braced itself for more impact. From the very first line, Kendrick made it clear that this was personal.
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father. Let me be honest.
This wasn't just a diss, it was a public letter to Drake's family. Kendrick wasn't talking to Drake anymore. He was speaking past him, directly to his son and parents. The concept alone was incredibly disrespectful, and that was the point. Drake's past with Pusha T had already exposed his son to public scrutiny, but Kendrick took it a step further. This wasn't just about music, this was a permanent stain on Drake's legacy. No matter what happens, Adonis will grow up knowing that a song exists where Kendrick Lamar, one of the greatest rappers of all time, apologized to him for having Drake as a father. And the worst part, there's no way to erase it. Just like J. Cole couldn't delete 7-Minute Drill, Drake can't erase the existence of Meet the Grams. It's out there forever, a permanent reminder of this moment. Meet the Grams did more than humiliate Drake. It attacked the core of his reputation. Kendrick stripped away the character of Drake and spoke directly to Aubrey Graham, the man behind the mask. At this point, Kendrick wasn't trying to win a rap battle. He was holding up a mirror, forcing Drake to confront the insecurities and contradictions that have shaped his career. It was a psychological takedown, disguised as a diss track, and it worked. Looking back, Kendrick's decision to wait before responding was a strategic masterstroke. While fans counted the days, Kendrick was crafting something designed to stand the test of time. Because in the world of rap battles, it's not just about winning the moment, it's about owning the narrative. And with Euphoria, Meet the Grams, and 616 in LA, Kendrick didn't just win the battle, he took control of the entire story. Saturday, May 4th, 2024, the world was still reeling from the events of the night before. Kendrick had just dropped Meet the Grams, one of the most ruthless diss tracks of all time. But Kendrick wasn't done. Less than 24 hours later, he delivered the knockout punch. This wasn't just another diss track, it was a victory anthem. It's easy to forget that Meet the Grams was the setup for what was coming next. Kendrick had just dismantled Drake's reputation and credibility, stripping away the facade and speaking directly to his family. So when Not Like Us dropped the very next day, it wasn't just about proving Kendrick could out-rap Drake. That part was already done. This track was about public humiliation. This is where many say Kendrick beat Drake at his own game by making Not Like Us the most replayable diss track of the modern era. Kendrick stole the crown of memorable, catchy disses that Drake has once held with tracks like Back to Back.
Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
That one line alone became a cultural moment, with fans chanting it at concerts,
Why you calling like a bitch, ain't you? Trying to strike a chord.
clubs, and on social media. But what people forget is that this was also a flow rebuttal, a direct response to Drake's Tupac AI gamble. Drake had tried to pressure Kendrick by dropping tracks back to back, but Kendrick flipped the strategy against him, delivering 2 tracks in less than 24 hours that completely derailed Drake's momentum.
How many stocks do I really have in stock? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5.
With this line, Kendrick wasn't just counting punches, he was foreshadowing the future. And sure enough, Not Like Us would go on to break streaming records, rack up over 1 billion streams, and win 5 Grammy Awards, tying Kendrick's Grammy count for the night with Drake's entire career. But while Kendrick was celebrating his victory, Drake's response, the hard-fought fix, only made things worse. It wasn't just a bad diss track, it was one of the worst of Drake's career. The lyrics were filled with defensive and borderline incriminating lines. By trying to defend himself against rumors Kendrick hadn't even stated outright, Drake only added fuel to the fire, further damaging his reputation. It was a classic case of over-explaining, and just like that, the tables had completely turned. Through it all, Kendrick proved one thing: in the short term, anyone could sway public opinion with bold claims and viral moments. But in the long run, integrity is what lasts. Kendrick stayed true to his message. Kendrick Lamar has proven he's more than just a rapper. He's a cultural force. From flipping the rap game upside down with one verse to delivering back-to-back diss tracks that reshaped the genre, Kendrick didn't just win the beef, he won the world's attention. He turned his Super Bowl halftime show into a global statement, breaking viewership records and proving that his message resonates far beyond hip-hop. And all without cloud-chasing, gimmicks, or overexposure. Just raw, authentic artistry that speaks for itself. And that's what separates Kendrick from everyone else. In a world where most artists fled social media for attention, Kendrick lets his music do the talking, and the world listens. From winning the beef to dominating the charts, one thing is clear: Kendrick Lamar can't be stopped. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more deep dive like this. Until then, peace.